Hey, what's up, guys? I'm playing some Madden 25, and this game I'm using the Washington Redskins in Lambeau in the snow. And all I gotta say is RG3, Alfred Morris, they broke out this game, and I picked off Aaron Rodgers 3 times. Now, I'm talking about in this video is who's the best quarterback that scrambles, runs, whatever you want to call it. Who is the best rushing quarterback for the future? And the options for this video: Cam Newton, Russell Wilson, RG3, and Colin Kaepernick. And it breaks my heart to leave out my boy Mike Vick, but he had a rough year last year, and I feel like he's going to break out this year. He's also not a good fit for the future because he's 33, but I feel like he has a couple good years left in him. That's just me. But Cam Newton last year had 19 touchdowns to 12 picks for a little more than 3,800 yards and an 86.2 quarterback rating, with a 5.8 yards per carry average, 741 yards, and 8 touchdowns. A little bit of a dip off in the touchdowns, or a lot, from his rookie season. The thing about Cam Newton has going for him is his size, potential, things he doesn't have going for him, team. Some people think he has a bad attitude. I just think he wants to win really bad. Now, I feel like if his team gets receivers, they can be good. Carolina just needs another receiver, maybe even 2. Steve Smith's a time bomb for when he needs to retire. But Cam Newton has the talent, size, and I feel like, he started last year off to a big slump. He finished really well. The Panthers finished 5-2. Everyone was talking about Kaepernick, but Cam Newton had a really good end of the year. Now we're going to talk about Colin Kaepernick next. Now, he played like 7 games last year, I think, or started 7 or something like that. And he gave him 10 TDs, 3 picks, 1,800 yards, and a 98 quarterback rating. But to his defense, that's a really good season, but he got extremely unstoppable in the playoffs. I know he played Green Bay the first game, but he just destroyed them on the run. And he averaged 6.6 yards an attempt. He had 415 yards and 5 touchdowns, but 7 fumbles last year. He completed 62% of his passes, so that was good. But he broke out in the playoffs. He led his team to the Super Bowl. You say those are the positives. But there's also a sophomore slump. Crabtree's hurt, and I don't know. I just feel like he might be a one-hit wonder. And he has all the talent and potential. He has a lot of it. Great arm strength, great athleticism. And he seemed to run the pistol formation, whatever they use, that Jim Harbaugh brought out for the playoffs. He played really well, but, just the thought that he's a one-hit wonder, that scares me away from him, honestly. Now we're going to talk about RG3. He had a big rookie year, 20 touchdowns, 5 picks, 3,200 yards on the dot, and 102.4 quarterback rating, with a 65.6 completion percentage, 6.8 yards a carry, 815 yards, 7 touchdowns, and including a big 76-yard touchdown against my Vikings. RG3 might have one of the best combinations of passing and rushing the league has ever seen. He runs a... Let me look at it right now. He runs a 4.41 40-yard dash. That's really fast. In comparison, I think AP ran a 4.38, but he's a really nice guy, Christian. I like that in him. But what he doesn't have going for him is he gets hurt a lot. He got hurt 2 or 3 times last year, concussion, and hurt his knee twice. And then in college, some of you might not know because you didn't follow him till 2 months before the draft. But I know what I'm talking about. No offense. He tore his ACL in 2009. He has a red flag on the injuries. He also seems to not know when to take the hit and when not to take it. He wants to win really bad. That's what you like. But he sometimes he thinks a meaningless game against like Cleveland is worth more than his career. And I don't even think he played against Cleveland, but whatever. Now moving into Russell Wilson. He had a pretty mediocre start to his season, but he turned it into a 26 TD, 10 pick, 3,100 yard, and 100 quarterback rating season. Whoops. Really big year for him. Holy crap. I just closed out of everything. Let me pull it back up for y'all. He also, he ran the ball when he had to, but he didn't run as much as these other quarterbacks did. only like a carry or two less than them, but 5.2 yards a carry and 489 yards for 4 touchdowns. And he also held on to the ball pretty good compared to the other ones, and he had a 64% completion rate. Now, some of you may hate on him because he probably wouldn't have gotten the playoffs without that Green Bay game, but this guy is a very smart football player. He knows when to take hits. I don't think he got hit the whole year. They're all leaders, it seems like. I don't feel like Colin Kaepernick's a true leader, and Cam Newton might not be. I don't know. I hear mixed things about Cam, but Russell Wilson, smart player. He doesn't rush as much, but he might be as the best thrower, and we'll find out. He also has the thing going for him that he has a really good team. Him and Kaepernick have really good teams. I feel like his smartness and ability to read a defense is really good. Only thing against him is he's pretty small. If he does take a hit someday, it could be bad, but he has a really good team along with Kaepernick, so those are the pluses for them. RG3 gets hurt too much, but he has one of the best mixes I've ever seen of passing and throwing ability. And then Cam Newton is just a freak in nature talent who I think is going to break out this year. All in all, for the future, I think I would have to say Cam Newton, because if Carolina finds a way to get a star receiver or running back in the draft or just improves their team in general, they're going to be scary. Cam Newton is just a freak. I think I'll predict 40 total touchdowns for him this year, 25 passing at least and at least 15 rushing. He might even get a 1,000-yard rushing season. So we'll see what he does this year, but that's my pick for the best for the future, followed by Russell Wilson because of his smarts, passing ability, leadership, and his team's really good. Then Robert Griffin. Robert Griffin probably would be first if it weren't for his injury woes, and then Kaepernick last because I feel like he might be a one-hit wonder. All in all, guys, thanks for watching, and I want to say, God bless.